Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides to life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP. Change your future, starts today. Live life to the fullest, never skip a day. Create hope, spread positivity. Beat your addictions and negativity. Ralf Friedrichs is here for you. Call today so we can help you. 1-844-405-HELP. 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 We are here for you. Call us today.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You try to lift the coffin lid, but the enormous weight upon the dirt upon the lid prevents you from doing that. You just think you're going to die. But then you say, maybe if I bang on the lid, I can unsettle the dirt upon the lid, and maybe, just maybe, somebody might notice and start digging their way down towards me. This is what it feels like to be at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn for help. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind when you were abusing drugs and alcohol, consuming all that alcohol and doing all those drugs, that maybe, just maybe, you might take something that God gave to you called life away, not just from yourself by overdosing, but selfishly, very selfishly. You take it away from your children, your grandchildren, your husband, your wife, your mother, your father. You take your life away from them as well. Not only do they love you, but they probably counted on you for a lot of different things in life. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be the person that I'm reading about on these index cards that went to their grave without seeking help first. Instead, reach out and let me help you take your life back. By calling me at 844-405-HELP, I will help take your life back. Because, my friend, your life could be gone. There are other people like Larry Geist from the Geist Academy at 516-458-2741, 516-458-2741. Larry Geist is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach. He and I always tell people like you, it doesn't matter where you've been, it doesn't matter where you came from. What matters most is that you're here seeking help. You want a better today and a brighter tomorrow. Larry Geist can be found at www.odysseyconsultant.org, 516-458-2741. Larry will help you from your depression to happier times, from your low self-esteem to improve your self-esteem, from your addiction to your recovery. He will work hand in hand and set up a schedule that you tackle each and every day, 24 hours at a time, for a better tomorrow. He will teach you how to live a life, a sober life in recovery. Join us, Larry and I. You can reach Larry at 516-458-2741. You can reach me at 844-405-HELP. Join us and we will help take back your life. Folks, today's topic are 10 reasons why it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. Are you a person that likes to give like I am? The most unbelieved beatitude in the Bible is, it is more blessed to give than receive, Acts 20:35. The giver happier than the getter. Surely some mistake, you might ask. No, that goes against our intuition and instincts. So let me help you believe that it's upon act, that by giving you 10 reasons why it's more of a blessing to give than it is to receive. And number 1 is giving obeys God's command. The Old Testament has way more commands about financial giving, who, when, how, and how much, than the New Testament. Maybe the New Testament writers just assumed that God had given far more to us than the New Testament, giving himself to death, that our giving should follow fair, logical, and easily. But just in case we might miss the link, there are clear New Testament commands also in Corinthians 1 and 2, as all of God's commands are given to enhance our lives. Obeying the command will increase our happiness as well. Number 2, giving submits to God's lordship. Every act of obedience recognizes that there is a higher authority in our lives, that there is a Lord over us who is entitled to honor and respect. Due to our temperament, personality, or circumstances, we might find some commands relatively easy to obey. Our submission is really tested in the areas where our own nature and situations make obedience more difficult. For most of us, money is one of those areas. Our wallet is often the less catechel to fall to God's rule, and even when it does fall, it gets rebuilt and resecured again and again quickly. If only we could remember that divine lordship is not a threat, rather it's a place of the greatest safety available. Number 3, giving exhibits God's heart. God is the giver of every good and perfect gift, James 1:17. As his image bearers, we are called to copy his giving, to be many pictures of his infinitely large heart. The larger our hearts and the wider our hands, the larger the picture we paint of God's character. What do people think of God when they think of the way you use your money? Number 4, giving illustrates God's salvation. At the heart of the gospel is the sacrificial self-giving, John 3:16. That's why when the Apostle Paul wanted to encourage the Corinthians to give more, he pointed them to the person and work of Christ. For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that you through his poverty might become rich. 2 Corinthians 2:9. Yes, you abound in faith, love, etc., but see that you abound in grace also. When we give sacrificially, painfully, for the benefits of others, we are faintly and in a small scale preaching the gospel message. Number 5, giving trusts God's provisions. The biggest deterrent to giving is fear. The fear that if I give away too much, I won't have enough for myself. When we give sacrificially, above and beyond what is comfortable and easy, we are expressing our faith and trust in God to provide for us and our family. This is not an argument for folly, but for faith. Many Christians have discovered the joy of casting their crumbs of bread upon the waters and multiple loaves returning after many days. Ecclesiastes 11:1. It is such a joy to see God fulfill his promise of provision when we obey him. Number 6, giving widens God's smile. The Lord loves a cheerful giver, 2 Corinthians 2:7. It delights him to see his people gladly opening their hearts and hands to provide the needs of this church and indeed of all his creatures. Through Paul, God repeatedly commends and praises those who gave their funds and themselves to the gospel work, 2 Corinthians 8:1. There is nothing that makes a Christian happier than knowing that she's made God happy. And happy giving means a happy Lord, a happy God. Number 7, giving advances God's kingdom. Many of us contributed to Apple in one way or another. We have helped to grow the company from the garage operation to the worldwide empire it is today. And I'm happy about that, as it is the company that has brought many blessings to the world. But think of what blessing results when we fund the mission of Christ's church. We are paying salaries of ministers and ministries. We are funding resources for outreach, evangelism, and discipleship. But above all, we are investing the spiritual and internal welfare of people from every nation, tribe, kindred, and tongue. Our dollars are changing homes, relationships, countries, and even eternal destiny of many souls. Number 8, giving promotes God's satisfaction. Giving not only promotes God's work through us, but also God's work in us. Our sanctification, giving money, especially when it pains us, requires much denial and self-crucifixion. However, as every act of giving weakens and even breaks our sinful and selfish nature, The more God's grace spreads in our hearts, yes, money leaves our pockets, but sin also leaves our hearts. And that is a great deal. Priceless, actually. Number 9, giving testifies to God's power. Although we are not to let our left hand know what our right hand does, it's pretty obvious that the Christians give a lot to their churches and Christians' charities. Even secular observers have noticed with amazement how generous Christians often are with their own money. They may not say it, but for surely must think it. This must be a real deal for people to give away so much of their own money. They must really believe in this stuff. The God they worship and serve must be incredibly powerful to make people so generous. Last but not least, number 10, giving praises God's character. Giving in the right spirit and the act of worship. It is rendering Him a tribute of praise. It is saying, you gave me everything, and here is a small expression of my gratitude and praise for all your gifts. It's only a token, a sample of what I really feel, but you know the heart and lies behind it. As David sang, what shall I render to the Lord for all His benefits towards me? Psalms 116:12. Giving better than getting. Do you now see how giving makes us more blessed than getting? We can get so much happiness when we see how God is glorified in us giving, and when we see Him blessed through others that are also giving. 10 reasons, one more time. Number 1 was giving obeys God's command. Number 2, giving submits to God's lordship. Number 3, giving exhibits God's heart. Number 4, giving illustrates God's salvation. Number 5, giving trusts God's provisions. Number 6, giving widens God's smile. Number 7, giving advances God's kingdom. Number 8, giving promotes God's sanctification. Number 9, giving testifies to God's power. And number 10, giving praises good character. Giving better than getting. Do you now see how it makes us more blessed when we give than when we get? We can get so much happiness when we see how God is glorified in our giving, and when we see Him bless others through our giving. And folks, put the Christian aside for a minute, but I do believe in karma. When you do good, you get good. When you do bad, you get bad. I always say, if you just are good, you will have a good life. You will be a good person. Remember, treat others as you would want to be treated. So if you're going to lay and criticize other people, that's how they're going to work against you. So if you want to be treated good, you have to treat people good. With this, I hope you enjoyed this segment. I hope each and every day you have a great day, but more importantly, I hope you have a sober rest of the day and a sober rest of your life, and may God bless you.
Yeah, change your future, it starts today. Live life to the fullest, never skip a day. Create hope, spread positivity. Beat your addictions and negativity. Ralf Friedrichs is here for you. Call today so we can help you. 1-844-405-HELP. 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 We are here for you. Call us today. The show is over, but your life starts today. Taking back your life's the only way. Keep faith, stay positive, push through. Take back your life, it starts with you. Alcohol and drugs can't control your life. Let go of the negative and the strife. Ralf Friedrichs is the man guiding your way. The show is over, but your life starts today. Call Ralf Friedrichs at 1-844-405-HELP. That's 1-844-405-HELP. We hope you love the show today and tune in next time. Take back your life, today's show with Ralf Friedrichs. Yeah.